Now, my message I want to relate to you guys is, how serious are you about this? Now, see, I'm a manager, and I'm always on the prowl for new artists. Always. I'm very selective. You know, anybody tell you I'm not a hard person to work with, but I am an a-hole, to be honest with you. So it's like I really take this seriously, you know, and it's like, you know, really no fun and games with me. So I want to know if you take this seriously, and I want to talk to you about how to gauge that. Now, from my experience, I worked for the Wiz back in '98, and it was a pretty good experience. Went on there to On Net Records. I don't know if any of you remember that. OTR Click back in the day. Yeah, Daryl B. That was my man. We was together. We moved down to Atlanta. You know, I worked with them down in Atlanta as well. I moved down there with $125 and a boombox and all my clothes to Atlanta in a minute's notice because I wanted it. I wasn't afraid to say, you know what, no, man, I ain't got the money, you know, I got to stack this paper up. And then I left with $125 to 7 hours away to Atlanta. I gave up all my money, you know, when I got down there because I was staying with somebody, and just my clothes. And then we had a U-Haul van. And in that, I was rolling around. Me and my homeboy Rome, we rolling around to the clubs in a U-Haul van, picking up chicks, promoting in a U-Haul van. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, it was a Penske truck to be exact. And we rolling around here promoting because we wanted it bad. I went there. They didn't put any records out after they got down there. They basically were defunct. I went on and I had to work a job over at UPS. It was hot out there. Everybody know Atlanta is stupid hot. I'm working in a in a UPS truck, loading boxes and whatnot, doing that because I'm like, you know what, I got to stay down here. I got to keep it going. You know, I want this bad. Nothing's going to stop me. Where a lot of cats would have been like, you know what, they didn't do nothing. Okay, let me go back to the natty. Nah, that wasn't for me. I said, nah, we're not having that. So I worked over at UPS, and then one day I just got tired of it. It was probably like 3 weeks I worked there. That's it. And then I saw JPAT Management right down the street. I stood outside of JPAT Management for 4 hours in the heat, just so that AJ Alexander, who was the person that discovered Usher, he came just by chance. He was like, young man, how long you been waiting out here? I was like, you know, sir, I've been waiting out here pretty much all day. I had my resume in hand. Everything was ready. I always took that with me. I gave him my resume. He came in, brought me in, said, you know what, come back on Monday. I'm going to go ahead and put you on with Janetta, which is Usher's mom, and you'll have an interview. I came back Monday, had my interview, and I started interning for him. I did that for about 5-6 months, but I stayed with it, every day catching the bus. I stayed out in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It took me at least 1.5 miles just to get to the bus stop. So every day I'm running in the heat, blazing hot. That's how bad I wanted it. Now ask yourself if you would do these things while I'm saying it. From there, I worked with them, and then I came back home, and, you know, fast forward, went to New York. So we're going to fast forward a lot pretty much because I just want to get to the point I want to speak all day. But when I went to New York and I started my internship, first with Universal, I was basically making phone calls, radio calls every day. Wasn't getting paid. You know how I was making money? I was selling stuff. I would sell my clothes. I would work little part-time jobs, selling DVDs, movies. My rent is $1,570-something a month. I'm begging, getting money from moms. I'm doing whatever it takes just to stay in the place to be, just to have my face there, just so that, you know, hey, okay, this kid, he looks like he's trying to work. He's trying to do something. So after that, I worked with them for a while, probably about 2 years. It was 2 years with Universal. Really good thing. Did that, you know, one day I'm just out there, I couldn't really move up. I saw a homegirl I knew walking down the street, and I was like, well, where you at? She was like, I'm at Bad Boy. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? Can you give me an interview there? So after that, she said, okay, cool. Same day, brought me up in the offices. I met with Vasha Dunlap. I had to wait 3 hours in the lobby for her. And into that, when they met with me, said, yeah, you're going to be an intern. So I said, okay, cool. I signed my internship papers and everything, Demerly calls and whatnot, saying that if I could vouch any information while working there, Puff can sue me for $1 million. That's the first thing they give you. So when I'm up there, I'm working. No pay, mind you. Still got the rent, no pay. Couldn't pay my rent. I guess my luck had ran out. And now, I say about 5 months in, I'm homeless. I got evicted. I'm sleeping in my car now. I'm driving one night in New Jersey, pulling up in, convenience store parking lots and whatnot, with all my stuff in my car, a box of Grippos, and a big jug of water. That's the only thing I'm eating. I had a big blanket in the back that I could, put over me or whatever. I had the little sun visor thing or whatever you put in your front, just so nobody can see me. My windows was all tinted black. But this was I was living for like some months. I was homeless up there in New York. I had family up there, but I was too proud. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna, go intrude on them. It's expensive. Can't just live off somebody. But I wanted it that bad. I'm saying this just to let you know, if you want this goal bad, you go through the things that I went through and more. It's like when you go to a party with Jay-Z, Puffy, and all them, you're not gonna come up in there bummy. You gonna do what you gotta do. If you got no money, let me go ahead and see what I can come up on and wanted to get the fresh outfit and wanted to get up in there. The presentation. You gonna do whatever it takes. I had to do whatever it took. There'll be times that I would sleep on Times Square. Sometimes I would have to be, dropped off 3, 4 in the morning or whatever, messing with Harv. He had a party. You know what I'm saying? I'm being Mr. Bentley for the night, holding his drinks. You know what I'm saying? Holding the umbrella or whatever. But it was times that I had to go through those things. Really humbling experiences. I mean, hey, I probably would have did it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then when I come back to Cincinnati and I see and talk to artists and whatnot, they tell me what they not gonna do. Oh, if I ain't getting paid, I ain't gonna perform.
Right.
They paying. Everybody want to get paid. I went through 6 months being homeless, all this, so it kind of pisses me off inside to hear somebody just feel like they just got a right and say, you know what, I need to get paid. If I ain't getting paid, I ain't perform. I paid my dues. So you got to ask yourself this, have you paid your dues?
Right.
Will you go to the limit to be able to get this goal? Will you go to the point where you like dead broke? 'Cause I see cats out here, you know what I'm saying, rocking all type of ice, they doing all this type of stuff, buying the cars and whatnot. When they could be purchasing like, take $5 grand or whatever, spend it with somebody like DigiWax or, another company to be able to, get your radio spins up, Al Lindstrom Music Group, one of the companies, and get like 100, 200 spins a week in different markets. I really see a lot of people out here in Cincinnati, and that's what kind of basically pisses me off, because it's like I see a lot of artists out here telling me what they not gonna do to make this happen, when somebody like me have done and expended and went to the fullest, I feel, as far as like sacrifice to try to make my whole thing happen. So I mean, I don't know, I just really want to just, get the point over to you, is that what will you and what will you not do to make this dream happen? Will you go to the limit? Will you go to, where it's like, man, I'm going to go broke for this because I love it. I'm going to make it. And that's going to separate the artist from the people on the come up. Pretty much.
Real talk.
That's going to separate you. Real talk. That's going to separate the artist from the people on the come up. If you can go dead broke. It's been times I've been so broke, just out here just grinding, trying to make the next situation happen. If you're not willing to do that, then you know what? I would say find another. UPS is hiring.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Find another employment. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste the time of fans out here and people out here if you're not really willing to go to that extra level.